Alright, day two. Buckle up. A lot happened today. But as of right now, I'm sitting in a bed and breakfast in northeastern France. There's a huge, huge lake, like right out there. And on the other side of that is Switzerland, where I'm going tomorrow. But to get you up to how I got here, I will start from the beginning. So yeah, if you're one of those people who's been rooting against me, listen up. You're gonna have a lot of things to smile about in this recap. So yesterday left off, was about to go eat. I did. I went to a grocery store, found some charcuterie meat and goat cheese, and then went and bought a baguette. Had just sandwiches back in the room and passed out at like 7. Got up next morning. Weather was great. A little bit cold, but really, really, really nice. I started riding. Roads were more of generally the same as day one. Just lots of twisties. But they opened up a little bit. Got to get a little bit more speed. Probably my favorite roads of the trip so far in that first hour or so. It took me about 2 hours to get to the spot, or an hour and a half maybe, to get to the town I had originally planned on stopping at day one. Really, really glad I did not do that at the end of day one. You know, about an hour into that trip, I hit snow, like a lot of snow. Going up over that first mountain, temperature got way below freezing. Stopped, pulled over, put on my thicker gloves, but aside from that, that's the only change I made. I didn't put on face mask or plug up anything, any of my heated gear. So yeah, ran into snow today. Hit that first town, pulled over to get gas, and that's when I discovered that mobile data was no more. I have no more access to data while I'm on the road. No Verizon. Well, actually, I can call and stuff, but I can't get data. So yeah, gassed up, and then took off. Was really interesting. There's a lot of like ski towns and stuff, like pretty big ones, but they're all just completely empty, just really ghost townish. Nothing is open, not a soul in any of them, which is pretty odd. But yeah, about one. So yeah, that happened at about 11:30, and then at about 1:30 or so, I pulled over again at a little cafe, a little bar. Actually, I think it was a restaurant because there were people in there eating. Pulled over at a restaurant there's a bunch of adventure touring bikes outside and stuff, so I pulled over there. Walked in, ordered a coffee. There's a bunch of other guys in biker gear there. A couple of them tried to talk to me, but didn't speak English. So I assumed they were French and were thanking me for World War II, so I just said, "You're welcome," and went about my business. But then I realized they might have actually been Italian. So I selected a chair on the other side of the restaurant from them with my back to the wall so I could keep an eye on them. The bartender hooked me up with Wi-Fi, so from there, drank my little coffee. It's tiny little cups, like that big, but really packs a punch. It's awesome stuff. Doubled down on the coffee. Used the Wi-Fi to find a hotel for tonight. Actually, selected one that was 2 hours away from where I was currently. Went back out to the bike, and that's when my GPS mount broke. Yeah, so didn't have the GPS mounted where I could see it. Not the end of the world. Still had the still had the phone connected to the Bluetooth in my helmet, so I could hear the turn-by-turn directions. So even though I couldn't see it, I knew where I was going. I could hear it. But since I didn't have mobile data, I didn't have access to my original route. So I had maps saved, so it can find me a route if I plug in an address, but I can't really see what I was originally planning to do. So it takes you on the quickest route, which is, highways and whatever, not interstates, inter-countries, I guess, here, whatever they're called. So yeah, I just went ahead and selected the easiest, quickest route, because I couldn't really do anything else without a whole lot of prep time, and took off. That route actually happened to take me through, like, Italy. I went, like, through Italy and then back into France. Big mistake, actually. Huge tolls there. But there was a really, really cool, super long tunnel that I got to go through. That was pretty cool. Went into it on one side, bright and sunny, really warm, everything was nice. Came out the other side, torrential downpour. And that happened several more times. Like, every time you go through a tunnel that's like a kilometer long or more, it's like a video game. You come out the other side and it's just random weather is generated. So it was kind of creepy, kind of weird, but cool, whatever. Rain suit did its job. I didn't get wet at all, didn't get cold. So yeah, rain, that's nice to know. Rain doesn't affect me at all. But yeah, so about halfway there, I realized two things. One, that I didn't really want to stop where I'd planned on stopping. I had more in me. I wanted to keep riding. So I went on into that town. Well, hang on. Number two, second thing I realized was my Bluetooth battery went dead. So now I don't have my GPS mounted to where I can see it, and I can't hear it either. So don't listen to this, Mom, but like, I kept having to pull the phone out of my pocket and look at it while I was riding to get like the next directions. So yeah, that is going to have to be fixed tonight. I can't keep doing that. Super dangerous. But anyways, went on into that town. I had booked a place online at, pulled into a place I knew it had free Wi-Fi, McDonald's. Sat there for a bit, used that Wi-Fi to cancel my old reservation and get a new reservation where I am now. It was another 2 hours of riding. I just got in. It was like, I got in at about 7 o'clock p.m. here, and it's super nice. It's awesome. But yeah, just the constant pulling out your phone and looking at it, that was not cool. But I still had it plugged up, so I could, the phone wouldn't die. The phone was still plugged up to the battery, to the bike. And in that process, I broke my charging cord. So yeah, now I'm down to charging cord, a Bluetooth headset, because it's dead, and my GPS mount. Pulled over, found a place to buy a charging cord, so I've got one of those now. But leaving that place, my Bluetooth connector completely blew off the helmet. So I just covered up the hole with a piece of tape. So now, no more Bluetooth for the rest of the trip, which is a major bummer. That's like a $200 piece of equipment that I'm going to have to replace when I get home. Another major bummer, was expecting the bike to have 2 power outlets. It's only got 1. And tomorrow it's going to get really, really cold. Tomorrow is going to be in Switzerland. I'm going to go over some really, really high passes, well below. I don't think it's been above freezing yet, like at any point in the day. So I'm going to try and hit that like at like 1 or 2 when it's less cold. and so I'm gonna have, hopefully I can fix my GPS mount so I can see where I'm going. I won't be able to have the phone on the charger, so I'm gonna have to kind of, you know, click it on and off so the screen's not draining battery. It won't be on the charger because I'm going to have my heated gear hooked up to the one power outlet I have. I've also got to find a way tonight to save my route for tomorrow, since I won't be, I don't know, I won't have mobile data, so I won't be able to see. I got to figure out some way to save the route other than what I already had in place. Yeah, so that's where I'm at now. Everything's kind of going bad, but not unfixable. Except for the Bluetooth headset, that's lost, that's gone. Don't know how I could fix that. Whatever. Yeah. So it brings me to right now. I'm munching on a Quest bar right now, about to get on the Googles and find a place to eat. He doesn't have food here, but dude, this place is super nice. Like, it's way up in the mountains. You can see, like, out the back is like a wonderful meadow. And then, I don't know if you can see out this window. No, you can't see out this window, but from the other side of the house, like if I go upstairs and look out the window on that side of the house, you can see the lake. Like, it's massive. I'm not gonna try and pronounce any names of anywhere I am because y'all will make fun of me. So yeah, that was day 2. Lots of mishaps, but adapting and overcoming, and I'm gonna keep on trucking into Switzerland tomorrow. If it gets too bad in Switzerland, I'm just gonna slab it. Like, I'm just gonna hop on the interstate and get over to Germany, and it'll be warmer over there. I don't know. But yeah, not a trip killer. If things get really, really bad, I'll just hop like from city to city, instead of all these back roads and stuff, and kind of do more touristy type stuff instead of canyon carving. I rode the entire route of the Grand Alps, and that was phenomenal riding. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about like the things I've seen and all that, because you'll see pictures later. One thing I do wish I had that I didn't even, well, I thought about it but decided not to. Wish I had a GoPro so I could just take pictures on the fly. Like, it's every 5 minutes you see something you want to pull over and take a picture of, but you know, it's just not feasible to stop that much. But yeah, so got lots to do tonight. See y'all later. Thanks for keeping up with me. See you tomorrow night.